Welcome to ARW. I'm Harold, and today we're going to do yet another bore sighting review. And this is one not like any of the others that I've done. If you're involved in the shooting sports and an enthusiast, you'll from time to time have need to check your sights. If you've obtained a new gun, you may want to make sure the sights are set on it. And we all know that there's a dozen probably different ways of doing it. The guy with the bolt action rifle, a lot of times the old-fashioned way was to look down the barrel at something, set the scope on top, and zero the scope to the center of whatever you saw in the middle of the barrel. Then they went from there to a type of device that plugged in the barrel and had up above it a grid on a little lighted platform, and you could zero your scope with that, and that would get you even closer to being on paper correctly. Alright, and then came along these guys with a little stem and a piece of plastic that would shove down the barrels and tighten it up, and it would make a laser that you could shine down on the wall and align your sights with. Well, these have unfortunately got a small problem. As you see this little ring here, this didn't come from the factory. The rifling in a barrel extends right to the end, and when you put it in there and twist it around to tighten it, you cut a little bit of this metal loose. It's unavoidable, and it may or may not cause it to get out of adjustment. We don't know. It's a good tool when it's new, but it may deteriorate as it gets older. Well, there's another idea that doesn't seem to have any wear and tear to it at all, and it's the little bore sighter that looks just like a cartridge. And that's one that I haven't tried yet. We're going to load batteries into this little guy, and then we're going to put him into a pistol, and we're going to see what we can see. Alright? This is a Votatu bore sighter, and that's spelled V-O-T-A-T-U. Votatu. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I spelled it right. V-O-T-A-T-U. And let me get things set up here, and we'll try this thing out. First, I got to put two batteries in it, and I discovered that even though the batteries come in a little plastic sleeve, you got to cut that little plastic sleeve off of the batteries if you want the thing to to work right. Just part of the learning. Okay. Now this particular sight comes with two batteries. That's what it uses. They go into here like this, and that's kind of delicate there. You got to balance it until you put the you put the little cap on it, and yeah, you can drop them like I did. Probably the easiest thing to do is sort of hold it down with your thumb. Hold it down with your thumb while you slide the little cap into it, and then you want to screw it down good and tight, and that takes a little bit of the right touch to get it lined up right. And you don't want to shine this in your eye while you're screwing it together, or anybody else's eyes, or your dog or cat or anything. But there you go. We've got the laser going now, and we're going to install it in a particular pistol. Hold on. This sight comes in a metal box with 4 extra batteries beyond what it takes to run the device. We're going to use it on this guy right here, who is empty of a magazine. There's no magazine in there. There are no cartridges in the gun. We're going to pull him back. We're going to put this little guy here right down in the chamber. right in there. And then we're going to ease this. We don't want to slam this thing into it. We're going to ease it down until you can see that it's got it right there. Then I'm going to aim way down the hall and see if the sights are lined up right. So I believe that this firearm doesn't need any sighting in, it just needs validating. So if we look right down it, you see the dot down the hall. We line the sights up. It looks to me like they're dead on. Already came from the factory that way. But it is an adjustable sight. You see the screws there for changing elevation and windage and such. So with this little tool, I'm pretty sure I've verified that this thing is dead on. And actually I know that it is because I've tried it out already at the range, and it's right in there. So if you would like a better way to sight something in, the Votatu boresighter comes in different calibers. This is a 9mm, so it's got a 9mm caliber, but you can get them in 223 and other things like that. Okay, I'll put a link right down there to the place where you can go to buy this very nice bore sighting tool.